everyone. I hope traders and investors alike were green on Friday. In this video, I want to try to recreate our action that we had on Friday, what we knew in pre-market, and how the market moved with Powell. So in pre-market, some of the stuff that we knew that we did have a lot of Fed speakers along with Powell. Powell was at 10:05 a.m. Possibility of going into a holding pattern. The market waiting on Powell and not knowing what to do. We know we had a big sell the day before, and that was on a huge earnings beat that had pushed the market up, and the market, and Nvidia and everybody just give all that back. The market did gap up in pre-market. One thing we knew that the bonds had held in the day before. We also knew that, our game plan right now, or what we're looking for, is to form this right shoulder and move lower. And within right now, the symmetry still looks good for what we're looking for, and we still know it's possible to trigger a head and shoulders pattern, to form a head and shoulders pattern, trigger the head and shoulders pattern, and move lower going into September. So we're still seeing all that happen. One thing we do know is Jackson Hole event in the past has been a market sell event. And that could have been why the market did sell some or take profits, going into this event from the day before, even after that big, huge earnings beat from Nvidia. So let's just start talking about the price action and see what we get here. So we're going to go to the 1 minute chart here at open. And you can see here on the one minute chart that they were playing some games in pre-market, did some front running there. Just that market open, they have a tendency to play some games with the bids and bait people in. But we did get a MACD cross on the one there as we were getting ready to come into the market open. Now, as the market opened, we got a pretty wild candle there, and it did end up pushing higher and closing higher. And at this time, we started to have our flow was very 50-50, very bullish, bearish, very 50-50. But we did have breadth starting to rage higher. We had a lot of green session highs on our scanners coming in, so we know there was some participation to the buying side. And so we started to push here. Overall, seeing this push, still expecting chop going into Powell, but we did get this nice push here in the first few minutes. And you can see right there, our Bollinger Band is acting as a support level as we are pushing higher off of that. So, and now as we're starting to pull back here, let's go to the 5 minute time frame. And if we go to the 5, turn our 5 on, you can see the 5 minute candle, nice and strong 5 minute candle. Remember, at this point, we're watching our 5 minute candles. Your second 5 minute candle taking out your first 5 minute candle is an ultimate sign of strength and can provide some short-term trades that also work to the downside. And a lot of people don't realize that. But if your 5 minute candle pulls to the downside, that's also a sign of strength to the downside, where some people would look at it a sign of weakness. So here on the 5 minute chart, let's see what we get here. So our second 5 minute candle did exactly what we like to see. This candle turned back, it pulled red before pushing higher. Wasn't a big strong close, but we're staying within the 5 minute Bollinger Bands for now. Market's trying to push higher, but the fear of Powell coming in, we're seeing this nice flag, and as we're coming into closer to the 10 o'clock hour, we're starting to see a lot of put flow coming in. The breath is also changing on the move. And right here, you can see some bearishness coming into this candle. Now, we're coming up to a point where we're getting ready to, I'm trying to see, let's go to the 1 minute chart. Yeah, so this is the 9:55, 10 a.m. candle. This is when we're running right into Powell. And we have this really nice flag, really nice contraction pattern on the one minute chart. So we are flagging here, and the trend is down for now, but we know this can break higher. We can go either way. Powell can definitely move the market. What kind of mood is Powell going to be in? So Powell's, taking the stage here. And at first, the market seemed to try to sell what he was started to say, and then we tried to push back higher. As you can see here, we're chopping on the 1, getting ready to start pushing up. And it didn't take long before a lot of indecision, and you can start to see Powell's bearishness coming in. So his very, very opening statement sounded decent at first, and the market acted like it wanted to go up for it. But then the hawkishness started to come out, and at this point, it didn't take long. The flow was very bearish, and we were seeing Fed rates target starting to add rate cuts into the end of the year. We've seen them come in as late as November, and at this point in time. So we knew the bearish news was coming in. It's all about how does the market want to handle it. And at first, like we say, we had this very nice strong push to the upside and a very quick retracement of that candle, which this is a very, very dark. It's a dark cloud cover candle, but that's a very dark cloud cover candle. It's a very ugly candle cutting back down to the downside. You can see the bullishness in this candle here after the big dip. You can see that they bought that candle back up. So catching this candle, that candle's got a ton of bullishness into it. So catching this candle right here to the upside was definitely not a surprise. Like I say, this is one minute chart, definitely not a surprise there. But seeing this dark cloud cover coming back in, that was a huge sign right there. Strong bullish engulfing, but that dark cloud cover, it opened up and tried to push and just ripped back down. You can see the gap up. So when you get a stock that gaps up like that, the sentiment staying to the upside, but you can see the quick change in that sentiment right there. And that was that hawkishness coming in, or bearishness coming in from Powell, which is really hawkishness. And you can see the dark cloud cover. You can see confirmation on that. Some people would look at that as tweezers or pipe tops. It doesn't really matter how you see that, as long as you see the bearishness in that candle. Technically, it is a dark cloud cover, and you can see dark cloud cover is a very strong candle pattern, giving you a strong reversal to the downside. And you start to see follow through on that candle. Now we expect 1 to 3 candles normally on a candle pattern, so that's 2 right there. Very strong move. Now this candle also closed down here at the end of the Bollinger Band. Your BBs are opening up. Your 1 minute MACDs rolling lower, and we're pushing lower quickly here. And we closed. This candle also closed below any horizontal support, or if you look at it like this, you're still hitting support down here on the trend line like this. If we draw that, we can still get that candle in on the trend line, but as of now, where we closed down below, we cleared horizontal support, so we do still need to clear the trend line itself. And if we go take a minute, let's just go see what the 5-minute chart's doing here. And you can see here, very, very tower topish as this thing's breaking down. Bullish engulfing going in. That's all it is for a tower top or tower bottom. You're just looking for an engulfing candles going in. Don't be scared to use the blended candle method or an engulfing candles coming out. If you are curious about the blended candle method, so that is a bullish engulfing candle there. It's a strong Buzo candle. You're just looking for a strong candle going in. And if you could put those 2 candles together and look at it as a very strong candle going in, because it did have a lot of excitement going into that before getting pulled back. So this candle here is telling us that there's some bearishness there as well. It's closing below this horizontal support here. With your pre-market lows, you can still see some possible horizontal support there, but we're not going to overthink any of that pre-market stuff. Those levels are usable. You can definitely take trades off from them. They can definitely act as support and resistance, but we don't overthink them. But we do recognize that they're there. So, and you can see we just cleared that, and we are dropping lower. Now, why do you think we just dropped lower? Of course, by using this candle right here and incorporating this candle. So we use it as a dark cloud cover to get a move, but it just become the 3 red crows. So, and falling lower. So that provided another 2 candles on the 1. Plus, we had bearishness. We just seen it. We'll go back. We just seen the bearishness on that 5-minute time frame. Well, actually, I apologize. That is still, so what we're seeing on the 1 is still part of that tower top. So that's just now probably closing if we were to compare times. Now to the upside, Are we getting a reversal here? This is definitely a strong reversal candle. You know, it tried to go down. The buyers come back in. It's closing back into the BBs. Can we get a move back up to our 9 on the 1? So I like it better above this candle right here. If we do push, I want to take out this candle line looking for a push up. If we do go after this 9, if got a bullish Arami with some wicks on it, if we do go after this 9, we got to keep in mind that we do have resistance right here. 9's turned down. See if we can get up there to it. We are back into the BBs here. Trying to push up right there, and I like this because this candle was able to push up through that. I would have probably hit this, and I actually did trade this as we were passing through this. I caught this candle right here. My target was actually right there on the way up, and was able to get a nice trade and took profits. Down here was one of my nice trades on the day, was that candle right there on this reversal. Watch this 9 up here as we're trying to head higher. Nice candle there. Heading into, so we were able to close above the 9. Now we know the 20 is the next target, so in order to take another trade there, we need confirmation up above that 20. SmackD is changing character here. Let's see what it does, because it is possibly look like it wants to roll over. So let's take that. We'll blow that up, so you can see how this is pinching up like that. But it looks like we could, you know, roll over. I'm just not crazy about that pinch. Let's just keep that in mind. We'll bring that back down, and we're going to see what we do here. So strong candle, and this candle right here. So this candle would cut pretty deep. The buyers did come back up, so that bullish momentum continued in this candle. So the buyers are bringing this candle back up. This candle gapped up right there. If this candle cleared that 20, it was on. I actually let it clear those wicks and still got another nice trade out of this candle. We're coming back up in there, hitting those Bollinger Bands. It's a nice move up. We need to continue with the 9. We want to see our moving averages moving up. We just got the BBs opened up in both directions. We got a nice green MACD. So what will we get here? Trying to push those BBs open. You could see how that BB turned and then pushed right back open. This candle opened up, pulled back red, exactly what we want to see, or I prefer to see. I like to see the candle pull back red. That gives me time to get ready for the follow through. As this candle pushes back up, it's red, still red, still red. When it clears this, you can see the right here it's still red, but when it clears where it opened right there, that candle turns green. It's almost above that wick, and this allows me to get enter a scalp, and you got a great 2-candle scalp there with a nice push up. Cleared your Bollinger Band. Of course, you want to be careful when you're up there around the Bollinger Band. If you get out of them, you can look for trades off from them. But the candle can always pull back under it. So you're not looking to get too greedy up there, because, you know, we're getting extended away from those moving averages, but, you know, you can hammer those, and I do. Nice, strong, bullish histogram bars there with a nice spread on it. Very strong push up. Will we get follow through? But now at this point, we need to recognize how far we are from the 9 and how far we are extended. So, you know, looking for another trade is, you know, it's getting a little risky. Does give you some follow through on that next candle. Now this one closes back into the BB. So we're getting that close back into the BB. We can start to recognize either that 9 on the 1 minute time frame needs to catch up, or we're going to pull back into it for a flag to look for some kind of push higher. Now we've been talking about for the last 7 weeks about how easy it is to lose the 9 on the 1 and still get a bounce and reclaim it. So that's a setup that we've been also looking for, and we've actually been making money with for about 8 weeks now. And strong pull back in at the 9, and right here, you know, you could see that that's got a lot of, it's an ugly candle. It's down, very ugly, very strong, with good follow through closing below your moving averages. That move kind of come out of nowhere. It looked like the market wanted to go up, but at that point, you know, we got that bearish Arami. We'd have been looking for a move back down to, and for me, would have been looking for that move back down to that 9, and just got you know, taking profits at your 9 to see what happens there for a possible counter trend trade for a flag and move higher, or breaking down. So your profits should have been out right there at your 9. You don't bet against your 9, looking for the proper setup for, you know, the move there. In this case, you were able to get follow through to the downside with another nice strong candle to the downside. And we started to really start moving lower here. So this technically depends on whose textbook you look at. Technically, some people say that is a three red crows. Some people would like to see, like me, like to see this last uh, it's like to see the last candle the biggest, and in this case, that didn't happen. We don't really have what's called an evening star up there. Just that bullish Arami created that whole move, and plus that's bearish right there with that strong bearish Marubozu candle. But you know, you can see it however you want to look at it. Using this candle, 2, 3, it could be three red crows, depending on what textbook you look at. We know all about the textbook with good confirmation on that. So just one bearish signal leading to multiple bearish signals there. And if we had a few more candles there and used the blended candle method, we could probably call that a tower top if we really wanted to. But either way, it's bearish, and we can see a lot of reasons to take that trade. So we're getting a little extended now to the downside, but we're starting to roll here. Our moving averages are rolling over. Our MACD has rolled over quickly. You can see we're red here, and we're trying to move lower. We got to get these moving averages to catch up, and you can see that that happened. A nice strong bullish candle and failed. The sellers were able to take it back down. Pay attention how the candle opened up here. This candle opened up lower, so it's telling us that candle gapped down. So this little bit of momentum where the sellers were trying to take that candle back, followed through into this next candle. Give us a bearish Harami. Once again, my #1 reversal signal. That gives you a small H cell pattern. Trade down to there. Target 1, if it clears that level, grab what you can get. Target 2, right here. So target 1 would be your range low. This is your range. Target 2, overall bigger range low. Nice setups there with a nice bear flag really reversal. There's a couple different ways you can look at that, but you can see the bearishness there. All right, we're not going to cover the whole day, guys. I did not trade the whole day. I don't normally take a whole lot of time off screen other than, you know, my time for lunch, but I did stop trading around 12 and didn't get back on to about 3. So we're not going to cover the whole day. We will talk about a few more setups, though. And, you know, we will got to clear this area here. You need to clear that area to look for your move lower. And there we go, breaking lower. There's the 437.31 trying to give a reaction. See how we act here. 9's coming down. See if we can break that. Breaking down, small H cell pattern. See if we can get a move lower. 9's coming down. We want that 9 below this before we're looking for a trending trade. We want the 9 below the level of entrance. Right there. There's your 9 crossing over, moving lower. Looked like it could have went either way there, but waiting on that 9 to show you what it wants to do is big. So that could have provided some nice trades to the downside right there. And you can see we did try to push back up to the 20 and now moving lower. Now this signal here that may have got you to the long side. We never cleared the 20, but right there. All right, so you can see right there, they could have got you to the long side, but should have been out. You know, we want to clear that 20. You know, there's scalps to be had in there sometimes, but you want to clear that 20. And then you just got a what? Evening star to the downside with strength outside of the Bollinger Bands. Getting a little extended here, but we know the market can continue to go. We know we can use our Bollinger Bands as a support / resistance level if we can close in or out of them. And you can see here another bear flag forming. And will we roll over, give us a little H cell pattern again to move lower? And you can see the confirmation on that candle below those candles, so it's a good chance the 9 is going to come down and push it lower. You know, just for reference, we are losing our MACD, but we also know the MACD does not. We know it's a shorter term momentum indicator. We know it can't follow the whole screen. Now, we haven't done much of the 5-minute screen on this video or the 5-minute time frames. I really wanted to cover the 1. But if you take a look at the 5 here, you can also see the bearishness, and you can see how these candles continue to close outside of the BBs. They kept trying to push back in and then continue to close outside of the BBs. So that's a ton of weakness. Look at that 5-minute Bollinger Band, how weak it is. And at this point, your 15 and 30 is weak as well. We're not going to take time to look at those, but you know, at that point in time, you know, they're screaming bearishness as well. So we'll go back to the 1, and you can see coming down here, we took a nice move down, and see your price waves. Look at your price waves. Look at the distance of your wave versus the distance of your wave. Look how short your wave just got right there. You know, it's not a big signal, but just letting you know, hey, this run could be just about over. Could be wanting to do some chop or straight reverse, or just maybe do some chopping around. Or it could continue lower. Just be aware of your price waves and the size of your waves in between. All right, so you got your 9 and your 20 trying to turn up here. So we just reclaimed the 9. Boom, reclaim the 20 with the very next candle. With the follow through, reclaim of the 20. Your MACD's opening up and turning bullish there. Let's take a quick look at the 5-minute time frame to see what we get. What kind of reversal does it look like on the 5? Boom, strong bullish engulfing candle off of what? Small bullish Harami with wicks. We see them all the time. Our number one reversal signal. Closing back up above the 9. Let's see where your 5 is on the 5. The 5 is way down there. So we just closed back up above 2 moving averages, looks like. And time may not be exactly perfect there, going between the 2 time frames like that. So let's go back to the 1. But you can see we are closing back above the 9 and 20 here, trying to push higher. We do have the 437.31, so we got to look for a reaction as we're pushing higher. So we could definitely see a reaction there. Does not mean we have to. Let's turn that 5 back off really quick. Turn the BBs on and turn the 5 off. We normally only watch the 5 on the 5-minute time frame, only because we have so much stuff going on. That's just one less thing we got to worry about. Most of us are clicking to see where that 5 is throughout the day on different time frames and how it acts. You can see right here that we are outside the Bollinger Bands, chopped around, small, bearish little Harami, giving us a small Harami there to get us back into the BBs. We got to get that 9 catching up, and that bullishness is coming out of nowhere. It's almost like the dip buyer stepped in there. Oh, now you do have a small possible evening star there. That candle tried to confirm it, ended up closing back up above it. So bad confirmation there. The confirmation candle looked like it wanted to go, but a confirmation candle never actually gives confirmation. That candle closed is a high close candle and closed back up within the range of that candle. Bad confirmation. So that candle just moved back down and closed back below the pattern, your evening star pattern, but you're still sitting on your daily 9. So what do you do there? You still got a good bullish MACD. Let's be a little patient, because we know in this market that we have been trading in, and we've been talking about this for a while, how we lose this 9 quite often. So we're not even going to panic if we do lose this 9 on the way up. But we can definitely start to watch. Here, we have lost a 20. But we do know, we've talked about this, about how the market can still push up. This MACD is bearish, but not surprised the market does not try to go here. We've talked about this for quite some time. Even with those moving averages coming down, we're able to reclaim the 9, reclaim the 20, reclaiming the 20s to pop. This is where you got your 437.31 level at. Your MACD's changing on the 1. She's struggling at her level. We need to continue to get her 9 up there. Was able to clear the level here. So we want to get this 9 up here before we're looking for a trending type trade. Now there are scalps to be had up here. You can see still see the strength in the move. We are testing the Bollinger Band there that is acting as a resistance level until it's broken out of. We do have a nice MACD there. Let's go look at the 5-minute time frame here. And on the 5, you can see this nice push up and the flag right back into your 5-minute 5. MACD's opening up here. Nice push, clearing those levels as well. We can go back to the 1 here. So we haven't quite made it that far yet here on this 1-minute chart. That just kind of gives us a preview of what's about to happen. And so you can see it wanting to push, still kind of waiting on that 9. And like we say, if you're looking for a trending trade, waiting on this 9, you may miss a few trades here and there, but it's going to keep you out of more bad trades than what you'll miss. Now keep in mind, if we can lose the 9 and still be okay and still end up pushing. Right here, we're clearing this area here, and as you can see, clearing that area allows for some price acceleration. So clearing this area here allowed that little pop, which give a small trade to the upside on a scalp. All right, so that's all we're going to cover today. I hope you find this helpful. The video is getting a little long. Spent more time covering the 1-minute chart, and we definitely did not cover the whole day. But I hope this gives you a lot of insight to how we traded yesterday and how we were looking for the scalp. And you can start to kind of see shoulder, head, shoulders there. Just showing that, talking about that, not saying that's how it played out. But I hope you find this helpful, and I'll see you in the trading room.